So, this is a question from Matt. Is there any thrift store finds you regret selling? What's the most interesting thing you found? Well, over the period of about 18 years, I found a lot of music gear, and I've sold a lot of the music gear. Though I have kept some, I've kept some cool pieces. I have sold most of the music gear I found. And I would have to say there are some pieces I wish I would have kept. There was a Blue Sparkle Ludwig drum set and an early Gretsch drum set, and I held on to both those sets for quite a while. But then when I moved to San Diego in 2007, I sold off a bunch of stuff, including a couple boxes of records that were amazing, but I got paid good for them. But I had a bunch of like early jazz stuff, not Blue Note. There might have been a few Blue Notes in there, not in very good condition, but you know, some Riverside, you know, Coltrane, Miles Davis, Monk, lots of different jazz names, but I sold a lot of those. So definitely, you know, most of the guitars that I got were not that great, and if they were, I kept them. So you've seen like the Ripper, Univox Ripper I kept, and there was one acoustic that I would have kept, but somehow it got damaged in my storage unit. So when I moved back from San Diego, I opened up the case and it was a Gibson acoustic, and it had a huge hole in the body where it had been like professionally repaired, and so I actually sold that off. But I would have kept that. That guitar was really cool. So yeah, I mean, you know, one of the most interesting things I think I found was that leather jacket from the 1940s that I had a hunch that it was valuable, so I bought it, and after researching it, it looked like I'd at least get about $500 for it, so I listed it as a buy it now for $1,000, and somebody bought it in like 10 minutes, and the guy lived like right up the, or actually he had a little store right up the street from me in Seattle. So that was pretty interesting. It still kind of makes me question it. You know, I'm sure it was more valuable. You know, he actually sold vintage clothes in Los Angeles, so I'm sure he did good on it. He was really stoked on that jacket too, I remember. What's the most surprising thing about Kurt? I don't know. I guess what comes to mind, you know, I always felt like he, even though he was a year and 11 months older than me, he always seemed like older in a sense where I've tried to explain this before. It always seemed like he knew something that I didn't know. You know, he had a certain like awareness to things that was on a very realistic ground, you know, and then later to find out years and years later, you know, I realized, wow, you know, I wish I would have worked on getting to know him better, you know, honestly, because our relationship was on a friend relationship, but you know, I feel like I didn't take the time to really get to know Kurt enough, you know. So I guess that's what I would say, is that it was surprising to me now to realize how aware he was. You know, awareness that it took me years to get, you know, looking at the world. I mean, he was definitely, oh God, I can't think of the word. Well, anyway, I hope you understand. Yeah, so I guess that pretty much answers your questions. I also wanted to mention, hey Brian Roberts, your questions, I've answered a lot of them in videos, so I can kind of roll through them real quick. I don't have any photos of myself and Kurt or Chris from back then. I know some exist. I haven't seen them yet, so I'll work on being able to see those at some point from Tracy. I don't have any memorabilia left for sale right now. I have some left, but I'm not selling what I have left right now. I attended about 20 Nirvana shows. I wrote them all down, everyone I could remember. It was about 20 or 21. And my favorite would have been the Community World Theater and Evergreen shows, for sure. Those ones come to mind. I don't keep in touch with Chad or Chris, though I have run into Chris twice at shows in the last year, maybe a little over, no, about a year, and it was cool. Like, we talked some, and I hope our relationship grows over the years. I need to get out and see them play more and get a chance to hang out with Chris more. So, I mean, when we lost contact, so right after Kurt passed away, he changed his phone number and moved, and so I lost contact with him. I mean, I did see him at shows a couple, here and there, but being able to have direct contact to him was like 1995. That was cut off. And Chad, I'd love to see Chad again. I run into him once in a while. I ran into him at Bumper Shoot. Last time I went to see his band. I don't remember which was first, but it would have been around 2007-ish, I think, last time I saw Chad. So I definitely want to go out and see his band again, and we always got along good, so it'd be great to see him. I really like Giants in the Trees. I think they're amazing live, and they have some really cool songs, in my opinion. And yeah, man, thanks to everybody that's leaving me comments about the book. I really am happy that you guys enjoy it, and thanks for buying it. And all of them have been sent out, so I have the custom forms for the ones that are overseas. If there is any problems, I have the numbers, and you guys, I don't know, I don't think you have the numbers, so if there is any problems, just let me know, and I can email you the custom, but let it wait for, a couple weeks. If you don't get it, then get back a hold of me, and I can get the customs for them, and we can look it up. Alright, cool. Thanks, bye.